Good morning, kids. Welcome to your new science class. Today we are going to be studying a little more about matter. But what is the thing that we are going to be covering today? We are going to see how matter flows. And what is the meaning of flow? Flow is the ability to move from one place to another. And to understand this better, we are going to do one quick experiment in here, in which I'm going to need a container, some water, and an eraser. So first, I need to tilt to place the container like this. I'm going to need the water, and I'm going to put water in here. Well, I put water in here and it moved until the bottom of it. Why? Because the water flows. I'm gonna need to do the second part of the experiment with the eraser. What happens if I put the same? The container is going to be like this, but the eraser is going to be, okay, let me put it in here. What happens? Well, it is going to stay there. It's not going to flow. But why? I'm going to move this in order to explain you why. Okay, we studied some classes ago how the solids, liquids, and gases had particles that were together. I'm going to put in here solid, liquid, and gas. We studied two things, that those had some particles, and between the particles there's a kind of force that are going to maintain the particles together or apart. In the case of the liquids, the force that are between the particles is not going to be very strong. The force between the particles is weak. Weak is the opposite of strong. So as the force between them, let's all have in here particles, more particles in here, but the force between them is strong that allow the liquids to flow. Now, let's suppose I have gas in here and I put the gas into the container and do the experiment. What is going to happen with the gas? Well, it's not going to move as similar as the water. If I put gas in here, it's not going to move this way. But the thing is that the particles of the gas is weaker, even weaker than the particles of the liquids. So that those particles are going to flow, but in a different way. They are going to go everywhere in the room. So in here, the force between the particles is weaker. If this is weak, this is even weaker. So there's not a strong force that is going to keep the particles together. So the gas is going to flow, but not in a specific way, but it's going everywhere. But what happened with the solid? What happened with the eraser in our experiment? It didn't move. But why? Because the particles in the solid state of matter are tightly packed together like this, and it doesn't allow matter to flow. In here, the force between the particles is very strong. Okay? So, as the particles are like this, tightly packed together, they are not going to let the solid to flow as the liquids or as the gas. Okay, that's everything we have to learn for today, no more. As homework, the only thing you need to do is to complete the page number 98 about the experiment we did here together and about this thing that was explained here. Okay, see you on Monday in next class.